Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we are live for Portugal against Croatia. It's another World Cup watch-along. It's another World Cup knockout game. Could it be magic? Could it be Ronaldo's last game? Rumours of that coming out tonight, but logically, last game in a World Cup, last game in a Portugal shirt. Logically, it could. I suppose that makes sense, doesn't it? Thanks for the follow on TikTok, Spencer and Chris Matteo. Welcome. It's 2 a.m, says Peter. Yeah, so I think there is a prospect for Ronaldo to retire. Obviously, on the screen at the moment, it's about Jota. I think it's a year to the day, isn't it, since Jota passed away? So emotional for Portugal. Wouldn't it be great if Portugal actually turned up in a major tournament and played good football as well? I mean, the team that they've got is so good. You know, they do have the Spanish Southgate in charge, but it's you know, on paper Portugal should win this game, but how many times have we, you know, been let down by Portugal in the way that they play? And is it about Ronaldo or is it actually about other players as well? Yeah, but sorry, I was just been sent something here. Thank you very much. Here we are. Okay, right, we're back. Sorry, I'd lost the live chat there. Yeah, I mean, I think it always becomes the Ronaldo show, doesn't it? But I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes Portugal and Ronaldo would be better off if it was just Portugal against Croatia and let's see how it goes instead of the obsession of finding him and how he performs. But look, there's another player who's quite old on the pitch and his name's Luka Modric. I'm sure it's his last World Cup game potentially as well. So I just think people overthink things. Who'd have thought we'd see Cristiano Ronaldo playing in a World Cup at 41? It's a privilege for us to be able to be watching him here, and I'd love the journey to continue because you know, Bruno Fernandes plays for Portugal as well. So look, hopefully Portugal can turn up and play well. I can't see them winning the World Cup. I think that's, you know, beyond them. But I would like them to hang around in the tournament, because when you look at the top goal scorers like Messi and Mbappe and Haaland and Kane, I don't think Ronaldo is going to start living in that world. By the way, I don't think he's got 2 goals, so I don't think he's going to be in those sort of conversations. I might be wrong, but it would be nice for Portugal to carry on in the tournament. That's my point. I don't know about you. True Gent says, games are played on grass, Mark, not on paper. Okay. I think Croatia will advance. You heard it here first, says Constantine, who has been pretty good with his predictions. There ain't no way Cristiano's going out that easy, says Bale Wall Justice. And hi from Croatia. Enjoy Ronaldo's last World Cup game, says I'm Prez. Thank you very much. And we're about ready to start the game. Midnight kickoff. It was later. I actually feel a bit more tired than I did last night. I think it's accumulation. Oh, breaking news. I've just seen Theo Walcott on the BBC studio in a nice shacket as well. I can't fucking find where they're getting them from. They're definitely being supplied by somebody. It's not like drugs. I mean, like, Aspilicueta's top was amazing. I saw Rooney in a nice top the other day. Now Theo Walcott's got one. They're all non-branded. They're definitely getting supplied by somebody. And I can't figure it out. I was just spent the last 5 minutes. I took a picture of Theo Walcott when he was on screen, whacked it into Google Image. This is no, it's not. You can tell by the buttons. It's from Next. No, it's not. It's got different buttons on it. I can't figure it out. But they're definitely being supplied by one brand. And I don't know who it is. I'll find out. I'm going to phone up some people from my old job and run some favours. But do you think it could be Arna clothing? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I'll have a quick look now before... I mean, we shouldn't be doing this. We should not be doing this. I'll tell you what, if it's Arna clothing, we're all laughing because I'll have a word with Gary. He'll sort us out. Okay, we're ready to go here. Let me know your score predictions. I'm going to go Portugal 2-0. I haven't got a... I haven't got a bet on for this one, but I haven't got a bet builder on for this one, but yeah, I think I might be right on that. No, it's definitely not Arna. I've just ran it through. You knew I would. I'm impatient. Timer. Let's go. Show us the game. Fair play, mate, for asking that. It's been a long time since we've had people asking to show the game. Which obviously we can't do. But we're up and running anyway. Look, I thought Croatia... I haven't watched Croatia since England beat them, but I felt that when we played Croatia, the reason we beat Croatia so well is that they played quite openly. So hopefully we see that again. We're playing in Vancouver, which is in Canada. There's Bruno. Not starting Gvardiol and Vuskovic. Just why, says Mariam. Yes, I haven't spoken about the teams, have I? Because... I don't know why, actually. Too busy doing detective work about clothes. So the Croatian team is Livakovic, Stanisic, Sutalo, Pongracic, Perisic, Modric, Kovacic, Sukic, Vlasic, Buturina and Bidemir. No place for Vuskovic or Gvardiol, which I find strange because Vuskovic is fantastic and so is Gvardiol. So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe some people can tell us about that. Portugal, Costa, Cancelo, Diaz, Vega, Mendes, Vitinha, Neves, Bruno, Neto, Leao, Ronaldo. Ooh, a yawn in the first minute. I didn't yawn in the entire USA game last night. To be fair, I am only halfway through my coffee. I've normally had it before the game, so this will kick in a minute. I'll be buzzing my tits off soon. But we've got Croatia on the attack. They do like to play quite on the front foot. Yeah, so Sutalo and Pongracic are playing for Croatia at the back. Sutalo plays for Ajax. Don't know anything about Ajax anymore, the number 6. And Pongracic plays for Fiorentina, 26 and 28 years of age, respectively. Stanisic, obviously, is at Bayern Munich, and Perisic is at... I don't know where Perisic is now. Well, he's playing left back, I know. PSV, he's at PSV now. Modric and Kovacic, as we know, Modric is in Italy at AC Milan. Kovacic is at Man City. Sukic is at Inter Milan. He's only 22. Good player. Keep an eye out for him, number 17. Imagine if he'd scored then. It wasn't him who had the shot. And then their front four... their front three is Vlasic, Buturina and Budimir. Budimir is 34 and plays for Osasuna. Buturina is 23 and plays for Como. He's had a very good season for them, actually. And Vlasic is... also plays in Italy for Torino. I'm just looking at their bench. Kramaric is getting on a bit now. I mean, Kramaric is an incredible player. 35 years of age, plays for Hoffenheim. Incredible player. 118 caps, 36 goals. I mean, Perisic has played 157 times. That's a goal. Oh, Bruno. Oh, Bruno. Oh, Bruno. It should have been a goal. The cutback. I actually said Bruno would score. in the game against Spain. I said, Bruno will score the first goal. I was asked for first goal scorer, and it should have been Bruno. Cut back, 2 bites of the cherry, no goal. I've just realised I'm 2 minutes behind. Why has no one told me? You know why I'm 2 minutes behind? Because I was looking at Theo Walcott's shirt. Oh, I'm such a bloody idiot. I'm really, really sorry. I'm thinking I'm watching it live, and I'm an absolute idiot. I'm literally 2 minutes behind. I've got it back now. I'm in the 6th minute. What a twat. That's because I was looking at Theo Walcott's shirt. I had to go back to take a picture of it. What an absolute class A prat. I wonder why someone in the chat was saying 2 minutes behind. Anyway, at least we haven't missed the goal. Right, we're up to date now. I've updated the clock. It is a corner to Portugal. In it comes. Ronaldo got up, but edge of the box, over the bar. There we go. Yeah, I'm just looking at the options they've got on the bench. I mean, funnily enough, Croatia actually have got a couple of players who play in the United States. They've got Pasalic and Musa. One plays for Dallas, one plays for Orlando City, both in their 20s. But I am very surprised that Gvardiol and Vuskovic aren't playing. Are they carrying injuries? Rooney's stolen Pochettino's drip, and it's Hugo Boss, says T-Potion. Do you think it is? I don't think it will be on the... It won't be Hugo Boss. They're too branded. They don't do clothing without brands on it. Have a look at half-time on the BBC. Jake Jones says you're behind. Matt says you're behind. Thank you very much. Sorry, I was too busy telling you about the players. Gvardiol is injured and he's not 100%. That does make sense. Does anyone know how many of the Croatia starting 11 aren't starters for their clubs? I'll tell you what, if you do, that'd be great. Ollie Dobson and Showtime, thanks very much for your follows. That's a lovely cross. Just goes wide. Did you hear the Danny Murphy dog story? Mate, it's got nothing on my cat story. In fact, I think he heard my cat story and just made a crap one. So his cat got in the back of a post box and they never heard from it again. Oh, what, you know. Wow. Never heard that. And mine was a lot better. Mine was Christmas Day. Our cat went missing. We put some pictures up of our cat and a phone number because that's what you did in the old days. And on Christmas Day morning, someone rang up, meowing down the phone. That's a true story. And I'll tell you how true it is because I told it on the United Stand. I've just remembered it. So Danny Murphy's cat got in the back of a post box. Yeah, our cat went missing. We put pictures up with a phone number because that's what you used to do and people still do it now. And on Christmas Day, our phone rang because people used to have phones in their houses then. And someone was meowing. And my sister said, maybe it's the cat. Because she was young. She was about 7. I said... I just walked out. I was crying. I was just like, somebody explain to her how would a cat fucking ring the phone? And you can tell it's a human because they're laughing in the background. Anyway, other than Brazil, has there been any other managers and tactics that have impressed you during this World Cup? USA, Warlord, Morocco. Yeah, those two teams have been very impressive for their level. Ooh, good crossing for Croatia. Doesn't really get his head around that. The number 11, as I call him, because I didn't know his name, Budimir. Formerly, Budimir up front for Croatia. He has a number of caps for Croatia, Budimir. He's got 40 caps and 7 goals. He plays for Osasuna and also starred in Lord of the Rings alongside... No, sorry, that was Boromir. Sorry. Bad joke. Can we take a moment to honour Santi Cazorla, now retired? Well, Mish, why? What's the relevancy of him to this game? Ben Jacobs linked Tchouaméni to Chelsea again, says Max. Look, my video this afternoon, I'm told that Tchouaméni's not going to happen, but we'll see. The best bench warmer in Arsenal history deserves to look fabulous, says Thesp. Games are played on grass, Mark, not paid. We've done that one. Will, thanks for the follow. Majestic, thanks for the follow. Nicola and Toretto, thanks for the follow. Friday tomorrow, Friday today, actually. Oh, I finished my coffee now. I was enjoying that. Hugo Boss, relaxed fit, overshirt, says T-Potion. Fashion Bridge. Right, we've got a free kick here for Portugal. I mean, Ronaldo's just going to smash this, isn't he? Let's be real. Here he goes. Straight into the wall. And the player in the wall has he had it in the nuts? Oh, God, right in the nuts. He wears the number 3, but he might only have one left now. Take my breath away. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Tell you what, that happened to me when I had trial at Northampton Town. And that happened to me in the first 3 minutes. I blocked a shot right in the nuts. I wanted to come off, but I thought better of it. I don't think it's Hugo Boss T-Potion. I've had a look. I can't find it. Good cross in. It's going to come back to the back post. Sorry, I just lost the live chat there. Thanks for the follow, Danny. Do the English mourn on the 4th of July, says Swag. I thought the 4th of July was like an American thing. We don't do anything or care about it at all in the UK. Absolutely. It's just a normal day. I think we take more notice of May the 4th than the 4th of July, because May the 4th is May the 4th be with you. Star Wars Day. What's the point of third place trophy? Absolutely none, Mariam. England played in the 4th place trophy last time, didn't we? And we played it in Italia 90, and we played it in 2018. Absolute waste of time. I've been given another name here. God, I'm looking at more clothing brands than a clothing brand expert. Who's your favourite to win the World Cup, says Amar. I'm going to still stick with England, but you know, obviously, I'm not foolish to the fact that it could be France or Germany. I mean, France have got a hell of a front three. Mark, what's the point of the third place trophy? Judging by stats, both teams are pretty even, says Leon. Isn't it crazy that De Zerbi doesn't want Baleba, even though he coached him for a year, and that was arguably Baleba's breakout season? I think it says a lot. explore with Dara. I think it says a hell of a lot. Did I say Germany? God, the coffee's not kicked in yet. Ooh, who had that header? I think it was Vega. Did my mouth say Germany? My brain has absolutely no did I genuinely just say Germany? Mate, that's lack of sleep. My brain was what my brain thought I said was, I think England are going to win it, but obviously France are the team to watch out for. I said France or Germany. I meant France or Argentina. Yeah, that's what I meant. Prediction for Australia versus Egypt. I think it's the most unpredictable game left, Hamza. I think Switzerland will beat Algeria. I think Diaz is getting a yellow card for that. I mean, he is a bit handy there, isn't he? Check the temperature in Toronto where the match is. Toronto. He did get... Well, I'm surprised he got a yellow card for that. It's 32 degrees in Toronto at the moment and it's 7 o'clock. That is hot. Yeah, I think Switzerland will beat Algeria. Obviously, Argentina will beat Cape Verde. I think Colombia will beat Ghana. So the last game that's very unpredictable, I think, is Australia-Egypt. 7 o'clock. We'll be live for that tomorrow. Thank you, Snoopy. Who's the better aging team, Belgium or Croatia? Can you put your bet builder on screen in the future, says Shako. I can, but we haven't got one on this one. We've got a free kick for Croatia anyway, a chance to whip a cross in. I haven't got a bet builder on this one, J-Dead. I did just say Bruno first goal, though, which he nearly did. It's been a good game. Tell you what, it's been a good first 20 minutes, this. Very equal. What works? Be your starting 11, Mark. I think Gordon's got to start on the left because we're going to have to work hard against Mexico. So I'd go Gordon on the left, hopefully Saka on the right, same midfield three, Kane up front, probably the same back four, and Pickford's got to play in goal, hasn't he? Has Costa Rica, we have beaten Mexico in the Azteca, shut more than that from the outside. If you can keep score nil and frustrate past half time, you can pull it off, says Henry L. I think we will win. I think Mexico are the favourites, but I think we will win. Yeah. Germany, Argentina, same thing. If you know, you know, says Rick. Okay, staying out of that one, Rick. It's like Christmas in the 90s when your grandparents start speaking about the Germans. You just sort of like, and other things. I'm just going to leave right now. I think, yeah. Will Young. I think I better leave right now. I used to do that all the time. You know, if somebody was saying something controversial, I'd go, I think I better leave right. Whoosh over some people's head. Toronto Humidex is 34 degrees. It says Oil Cruiser. T-Potion, we've had another brand come in for what they might be wearing. I haven't researched it yet, but it's Brunello Cucinelli. All will become clear at half time. I don't think it's that though. I mean, they are nice. Fucking hell. There's no way it's them. There's no way it's them. There's no way the BBC are providing Theo Walcott, Wayne Rooney, and Azpilicueta with jackets that are $3,000. There's just no way. Yeah, it's the BBC. They're using a bloody green screen with a picture you can get online. They ain't doing that. Thanks for the follow, Ryan. Who are you going for in this game, says Christian? I'm going to go with what I said. I'm going to go with Portugal 2-0. That's my feeling. But I tell you what, Portugal are actually looking a little bit better than they normally do, and Croatia are playing quite open, so I think that's a positive. We're going to have a hydration break. Hand of God curse at the Azteca mark, says Anglo-Saxon. It could be. Oh my God, I've got another recommendation now. It's like the clothes show. Cross that should have gone into the box. I spend a lot of my time watching Ronaldo's movement, and I don't think they deliver the cross in early enough a lot of the time. ChatGBT said the shirts are Asda George, 3 for £10. Wouldn't surprise me with the BBC, but I don't think it is. Hi Mark, in your opinion, which player in this World Cup is not good enough to play for their team, but do play? I mean, you're just trying to get me to say Ronaldo here. In your opinion, which player in this World Cup is not good enough to play for their team, but do play because they're the best option? Jed Spence. I mean, literally Jed Spence, I think, with all due respect. That actually, in fairness, you're not describing Ronaldo there. I think you're describing Ronaldo, which player plays for their country who maybe shouldn't play for their country, but is just so big you have to pick them. Whereas I think you look at Austria's front line, it's crap, but there's no one better. Jamie Church says, I've got some great medical news today, and your World Cup watch-along to help me through a tough few weeks of worry. Thanks for all the content, Mark. Well, thank you very much, mate. Thanks for being part of the community. And is it hydration break time as well, by the way? And very good to hear that you've got some good news on your health as well. Great stuff. ABC says, do you think Ronaldo will score today? 50-50. I would never be one of them people who say he's crap, he's not going to score. But ultimately, you know, I don't think he's the same player where you go, ooh, he's definitely going to score. Roberto Martinez ruined Belgium, and he's doing the same to Portugal. You know what, though? I don't blame Martinez. I blame the Portuguese FA. I mean, how do they not know what we know? Happy birthday to Mark Clark on TikTok, by the way, who's also given us a follow. What's your opinion on Hayden Hackney to Everton, says James? I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about. What's it all about? You know, I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Looks like a whole different Portugal than the group stage, says Kiru. I think Croatia got the best out of us, and I think they're getting the best out of Portugal at the moment. Sometimes when you play a team that doesn't sit deep and park the bus and they press you, they make you play quicker. It's a fascinating thing, isn't it? You know, you can park the bus and teams like Portugal and England struggle and look crap. But against Croatia, because they press you, you move the ball quicker and you look better. The Simpsons or Family Guy, says James. Simpsons for me. Thank you, Alex. Artad says, I know you aren't a fan of De Zerbi, but would you have taken him over Carrick if you knew he would pull the likes of Tonali and Fernandes? Yes. Yeah. Short-tempered gamer says Mexico are overrated and haven't beat a proper team yet. The thing about Mexico in this hydration break, all the coffee's kicking in now. Get that bloody guitar out. I like to be in America, keep us tea in America. No, I'm only having a stretch, really. I think that with regards to Mexico, I've only watched them play the first game. And in the first game against South Africa had 2 players sent off. So, if I'm being completely fair with Mexico, I haven't watched them enough. I mean, they've played 3 games and they've not lost any. I mean, they beat Czech Republic 3-0. Korea 1-0. I mean, Korea had more shots than them and more possession than them. I don't know how South Korea went home, you know. I watched South Korea's first game. I don't know how they went home. And against Mexico, they lost 1-0 with 60% possession. So I don't think Mexico-South Korea sounded like it was a very good game. I mean, they smashed the Czech Republic. Let's get real. Let's get real. 3-0 was quite convincing, and but the advantage they have is that it's Mexico, isn't it? It's in Mexico. But again, there's a running theme here that you can pick up from stats, and I'm not massive on stats, but there are certain stats you can pick up on a game of football, right? Ecuador against Mexico, 60% possession, Ecuador. That's a running theme. That's what happened with South Korea as well. So Mexico don't have the ball. I mean, they had 15 shots to 7. So they had more shots, fair play, but yeah, they don't have the ball. Thanks for the follow, Danny. Matt says you're chatting pure nonsense. Matt, I'm literally reading the stats. If you have only 40% possession, you don't have more of the ball. It's the definition of not chatting nonsense, I'm afraid. And I do chat nonsense, but I'm not on that. Nice ball in behind here for Croatia. He's done. Oh, he's offside. Which could you throw further, naan bread or baguette? I've been asked this beforehand. I got asked this a couple of days ago. I reckon I would throw the naan bread further because I'd frisbee it. Richie says, no way you think Mexico's the favourite. They already overachieved. England has justified ambitions to win it all. Are you trying to reverse jinx? Mate, it's in the Azteca at altitude. They've not lost in years. Who's that? Don't know. Robin, and thank you very much for your follow. Lawrence 1918 says, would you liken England to Man United by just solely relying on moments to get them through games? And would you start Rodgers on the left? I don't think Rodgers is a winger, which is why when United got linked to him, I was like, I don't think he's a winger. Oh! Ronaldo was close on the back post. He was close on the back post there. Cross came in, and he was close. I tell you what, old Ronaldo would have got that. That's literally just about being half a second slower than he used to be. Jack says, stats of Mexico not losing in the Azteca have zero context. The only good team they beat is Brazil, and thoughts on legislation of 3 for 100 on Monday. I don't know what that is, Jack. Pancakes or waffles? Waffles, James. Political Scientist says there's a book called Triggs. It's an audio bio of Roy Keane's dog, 98 to 06. It's hilarious. You'd love it. Maybe a read-along series. Sounds good. Did you have a goth phase? People just have roadman phase these days. I don't see all goth groups anymore, says PS4. No. I just had an Oasis stage, really. I used to walk around trying to speak Mancunian in a little rural village, which stood out like a sore thumb, really. Bob the Cat says night. What, you literally watched half an hour? You stayed up to watch half an hour of a game and you're going to bed at 0-0? Okay. Mexico have got the Aztec gods behind them, says Leon. People are still trying to find this jacket. You'll never do it. You'll never do it. True Gent says, let me have a look. I mean, that's not far off, mate, that. Mate, that's not actually far off at all. I'll have to look at half time. I don't think it is that, though. Is this the one that you think Theo Walcott's wearing? Okay. Anyway, thank you very much to that. True Gent. He said it could be men's sage cotton jacket batch. Bruno keeps the ball in. Don't you think Rashford is open to staying because of the Amazon series next season? PR would do wonders, says Artads. I don't know. Oh, good cross. And again, Portugal getting closer here. Hydration break changes, you see. My prediction is Portugal win 2-0. Bruno first goal. Zlatan on Fox Sports, and he's funny, says the 1234. Would you rather be cold or hungry, says Han. How long for? I think I'd rather be warm and hungry than cold and full. I'll believe we can win. I think I thought that one through too much. I'll believe it when we can win. Sorry, Anglo-Saxon. I think we can win. Yes. Azteca talk is the international equivalent of the cold, windy night at Stoke, says PMB Patrick. What are your thoughts on Mexican fans blasting music outside of Ecuador's Players Hotel? Seem to be over-aggressive. I worry for England fans, says Constantine. Thank you, a true gent. I will have a good look at that. You know what I would do if Mexico fans were blasting music outside the hotel? If I was Harry Kane, right, I'd walk out on my balcony and I'd wave at them all, going with ear-cancelling headphones, noise-cancelling headphones on. I'd be like, what? Robin, thanks for your super chat. Mexico will be tough, not only because of home factor, but also because England doesn't move ball fast enough. Wingers are predictable and no creativity, says Rishab. Yeah, I don't think England are very good. But then again, Croatia we played at a high tempo. I mean, this game's got a really high tempo to it. I've been very impressed with Croatia. I think this is one of the best games we've seen in the knockout stage, actually. Reminds me a little bit of... It's like USA playing themselves. Good high tempo. Somebody just said there, England have created the most chances in the World Cup. Robin, thanks for your super chat. I mean, this game could be an extra time game. Portugal. It's sad that Ronaldo's sister has confirmed he's retiring, says Jason. It is sad, but look, loads of players retire. It's just that Ronaldo is one of the greatest players to play the game. England might not stay in a hotel anyway. They might fly in on the day. I'm sure there's some. I'm sure I was speaking to somebody a couple of months ago, and they were part of England's. They were talking about England's planning for the US, and they were saying that if you get to play Mexico, the best way to deal with altitude is to be there 2 weeks before, which is not impractical. Which is impractical. So they might just fly in on the day. No, they're flying in tomorrow, says JT. Okay. Desiree says, is it just me or does Bruno seem lost in this Portugal team? It's not just you, mate. It's almost like they've got too many creatives. Vitinha, Neves, you know. James says, would you rather have the hiccups for a week non-stop or fart non-stop in an elevator full of people? James, your mind... It's strange. T-Boat Potion says, if Seb turns 18 and starts throwing his pint down the beer garden, will you have a word? Oh, mate, I saw a clip yesterday at one of these beer parks, right? And essentially, a goal goes in and he just literally people throwing the beer in the air. And I'm like, fuck off. Seriously, like, you know, do one. Sorry, I think I've got my window open. I just want to make sure it's closed. Oh, God. What is this? We'll get moths in otherwise. Joe Coleman says, odds on Ronaldo managing Portugal in the 2030 World Cup. CC's thinking penalties already. I mean, I'm here all night. We're here now, aren't we? Is facing Belgium or Senegal better for the US men's team? Mate, you do realise Senegal are out. Slow sports news. You're playing Belgium. I was going to say, for a minute, you caught me out there. I was like, what's he on about? Corner to Portugal. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Spurs have apparently been offered Leao, says Tom. Be interesting if they go for it. That's a good cross by Bruno. Kirby, thanks for the follow. Man United owners think using previous success and aura of the team from 20 years ago as a selling tactic to acquire players now will actually work. Oh, they're crap. They're absolute crap, Marco. They really are. We've got nearly 12,000 people watching this game, by the way, on YouTube. You're absolute legends. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, because we are on the road to 1.5 million subscribers up there, and we're about 300 away from 494,000. So please take a second to click and subscribe. It's free to do that if you're on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. And thanks for all the follows on TikTok from people like Shaw and Caitlin and Bryn. Bryn means hill in Welsh. Roberto Martinez is wasting this amazing team, says Sarah. Am I right in saying this is the last game in Canada? Probably wrong. Mexico, Atlanta. No, there's a game. Switzerland. There's a round of 16 game in Vancouver as well. So we're not done yet. I don't think there's any quarterfinals in Mexico or Canada. I think that's where it goes exclusively USA. It was Gavin and Stacey, Villa on the road, yes. Game needs a goal. I think it's had a good tempo to it, but it needs a goal. I'd be very surprised if it finished 0-0. I wouldn't be surprised if it finished 2-2. But I'd be very surprised if it finished 0-0. Are you going to go on Matisse's branching out? Was looking forward to seeing you on there. I was going to go on there, mate, pre-deal, but since I've done the deal, it's just... there's too much I can't talk about at the moment. But no, it was going to happen, and we've had very open conversations about it, and he's a good lad, and I like what he does. I enjoyed the Rory Jennings one. I think that was the best one because I was interested in that story. But the problem with it was, I said, look, hopefully in the future we will be able to do it. There's a load of stuff I can't talk about at the moment because there's a load of stuff happening that's not been announced yet. So that would be, I'd have to just say I can't talk about that. And also all the beef stuff with other content creators who I don't watch or give a shit about, who used to work for me and stuff like that. I won't be slagging any of them off either, so it'd be quite boring. Then again, I find it hard not to give an honest answer, so. What has been the most viewed watch-along so far, says Darian? I would say probably England yesterday. Would be my guess. FIFA should allow oxygen breaks or pitch-side tanks during play to level the playing field for England at the Azteca, says Eddie. What would you change in England's defence with Mexico, says Vishu? I thought we were going to talk about England's defence spending then, like politics. I'd probably keep it the same, I wouldn't, you could put Konza at right back and put Stones at centre back, but I think we need to factor in our defence is weak. Would you rather power of flight or invincibility, says Han? I think I'm going to go invincibility. I think that'd be pretty good. I don't want invincibility. I don't want like invincibility that you can't die. I don't want to be alive for like 1,000 years. But invincibility while you live your normal life, that would be pretty cool. Why is Portugal attacking style to be statues, says Bobby? Because they're managed by the bloody Spanish Southgate, I've told you. I was watching a really funny clip today, and it was so right about England, yeah? Before the game against... hold on a minute, let's see what happens here with Liao. Let's go back to the keeper. So before the game with DR Congo yesterday, it's coming home, everything's great, brilliant, you know what, everything's fine. And then they score early, don't worry, we're just giving them a chance, it's fine. And then as the game goes on, why didn't we take Trent? It was better under Southgate. Kane scores, it's coming home again. I could see it in the chat yesterday as well. Why is Trent not in the team? Why is Palmer not in the team? Why is Foden not in the team? We were better under Southgate. And then we score and it's coming home again. Hit Bean, follow. Thank you very much. Congo deserved the win, but they didn't, mate. They didn't. They played well, but they didn't deserve the win. Liao on the back post. What did he do? Where did the ball go? The ball just disappeared. It dropped to Liao on the back post on the volley, and the ball just disappeared from the screen. I don't even know where it went. So he hits it there. Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know where the bloody ball went. Did anyone else have that then? I went, where the fuck did the ball go? Yeah, he skied it high. It was a glitch in the Matrix, S-Clad, yeah. Curty and T Fresh, thanks for the follows. Liam followed the host as well. Thank you. He sent it to the moon with a stamp on it. Who is England's biggest non-European rival? Says Krish. Argentina. For a multitude of reasons. I mean, some people will say it's to do with the war in the Falklands. I don't think it is to do with that. I think it's to do with the hand of God in 1986. Carol, I've heard a few people saying this. Is it fair that England has to play at the Azteca? Yes. Even as an Englishman, I've got no problem with us playing in the Azteca because we played the final of the Euros at Wembley. We can't sit here and say it's not fair that we're playing Mexico in the Azteca when we literally played a Euros final at Wembley. It's what happens when you're the host. Beckham sending off against Argentina as well. Yeah, I'd say the team that I love beating the most is Argentina outside of Europe. In Europe, I don't think it's Germany anymore. I think the German rivalry is. I think we're past that now. I don't think it is. Definitely in the 90s it was, but they'd knocked. For me, it was about them knocking us out of the World Cup on penalties and doing us at Wembley. I don't know who our biggest European rival is. You could argue it should be France because they are the best. Scotland aren't a rival. They just hate us. Personally, I'd like our rival in Europe to be France or Spain because you want it to be the best, you know? Nico says, have you noticed how slow, no urgency, Portugal play with the ball? I feel like if they played faster, they would be so much better. Told ya, Spanish Southgate. We're not going to get a goal before half-time. Right, Mark. Argentina are our rivals. I sorely remember the hand of God, says Anglo-Saxon. That's why I'm looking forward to the Azteca on Monday as well. And he's blown for half-time. He's blown for half-time. Thank you so much. Right, you've got some homework at half-time. I'm telling you now. You've got phones. You can take pictures. Don't worry, it's nothing like that. If you've got the BBC, they're going to talk to Theo Walcott in a minute. I want to buy his jacket, or at least I want to know where it's from. So when it comes on, see if you can figure out where it is. It's not Hugo Boss. It's not Arna. And it's not Reese. Nick Peace just had some toast at 48. Any more than toast at 1 a.m. will send me into a sleepless night with heartburn. Nick, I had the same problem at about 5 minutes before I started this stream. I had my coffee. I was a little bit hungry. And I thought, what can I eat? And I thought, there's nothing I can eat. Yeah. Somebody just said it's the most... There's a bit of a contradiction in the chat here. Some people are saying it's the most boring half of football we've had in the tournament so far. I think it has the potential to be decent. I think it's being played quite openly. He's took his jacket off. Fucking twat. Walcott always was a bottler. He's took it off. Well, we won't be finding that out now. Well, forget that. We'll go again. To be honest, they'll all be wearing the same clothing brand. Even Chapman, Lucas Levy, they'll all be playing the same, but you'll never find it out from that. I think the game's been quite open. I just think that it needs a goal. And but Portugal are very predictable. Like, you know, if we get Portugal against Spain, it'll be a 1-0. Yeah. And some people are blaming Ronaldo. I mean, look, if you had Erling Haaland up front, you'd be a different team. If you had Harry Kane up front, you'd be a different team. So I do take that on board. Obviously, the striker of your team does dictate how you play. Having said that, it can't just be Ronaldo. Like, it has to be something as well. I'm actually literally going to message somebody tomorrow who is on the BBC panel, and it'll be a bit weird, but I'm going to ask them, can you tell me where the clothes come from? What I'll do is I'll message them and say, I saw you the other day. You had a lovely shirt on. I don't want to be that guy, but I really like that shirt and I can't find it. Do you know where they got it from for you? And then they'll either ignore me and think I'm weird, or they'll tell me. And when I know, I'll tell you. Anyway, let me just talk to you a little bit about what we've got coming up over the next few days, because it starts to get a bit different over the next few days, because obviously we're keeping going with knockout games, but we do have a very interesting set of games coming up. So we've got... which page is the best one for me to be on here? Yeah, that's the best one. So Switzerland are playing Algeria at 4 a.m. It's a knockout game. Some of you want to watch all of these games. Fair play. How many of you actually watched all of the games? I don't believe many people will have. I certainly haven't watched all of them. I've probably missed about... I don't know whether I've missed 10. I mean, technically I will have missed 10 because of the group games where they played at the same time. But yeah, I'm not doing Switzerland-Algeria at 4 a.m. Absolutely no chance. Was never going to happen. Not going to do it. Fair play if you do. I think Switzerland will win. 7 o'clock tonight, Australia-Egypt. We are doing that. 11 o'clock tonight, Argentina-Cape Verde. We are doing that. And then early hours of tomorrow morning, Colombia against Ghana at 2:30. I actually desperately do want to do it. I'm not 100% committing, because it's all going to come down to tiredness. But I actually do want to do Colombia against Ghana. I just don't know whether I am, but I do want to do it. I'll leave that there and say that. Okay. Saturday, 6 o'clock, round of 16 now. Last 32 will be gone. Last 16, Canada, Morocco, 6 p.m. Saturday, yes. And then 10 o'clock Saturday night, Paraguay, France, yes. And then I'm calling it Super Sunday. Brazil, Norway, 9 p.m. Mexico, England, 1 a.m. Get all your stuff done. Bunker down, 9 p.m. Sunday night, Brazil, Norway, and then England, Mexico. That Mexico-England game at 1 a.m. in the Azteca is going to be and I can't think of the word, I wish I had. That's going to be like I was there. It won't be like an I was there necessarily in relation to the birth of your child or your first, rumpy pumpy, but it will still be a I was there thing, because it's going to be 1 a.m. in a huge game in an incredible stadium in the early hours of Monday morning. I mean, we do this once a year for the Super Bowl and we love it. I mean, imagine what it's going to be like for that. So it's going to be great. Then on Monday night, Spain are going to play the winner of this game at 8 o'clock. And then 1 a.m. again will be live. United States, Belgium, early hours of Tuesday morning. I think that'll be a good game as well. Really enjoying watching the United States. I'm one of the few people who actually want them to win. And then you've got a 5 o'clock and a 9 o'clock, which we don't know yet, on Tuesday. And then Wednesday's a day off. And then quarterfinals are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one game a day. So, yeah, there we go. And we've only got... Well, no, we'll talk about that when it happens. Thank you very much for the follow, Caleb and Akil as well. Thank you very much. Hi Mark, big fan. So just wanted to say thanks for the content. Bit random, but do you know who Marlon Brando is? And if you do, could you name any of his work? Appreciate all the work, man. I feel like he was in The Score with Edward Norton and Robert De Niro. I feel like he was in that, but obviously Godfather is the one that I know. The big one, yeah. Nathan says it's Percival's menswear. Okay, another suggestion there. You owe me, says Rich. Mate, I tell you what, there's so many people telling me what this jacket is that I genuinely don't remember what. That's not it. That's not it, mate. 100% that's not it. Yeah, that's nowhere near it. Absolutely nowhere near it. I've just looked at that one. From Rich. My mate says Rafael Leao is better than Yamal. Yeah. He probably thinks like the Nutty Professor's better than the Godfather as well. I don't know why I made that noise. I haven't seen a shred of Algeria yet. It's a short-tempered gamer. I have. I feel like I watched them play Argentina. Reese overshirt lined for the jacket. It's not, Jack. I've done that one. People are forgetting it's Gonzalo Ramos on the bench, says Just Pasty. And both teams are playing scared to lose, says Franco. Brian, thanks for the super chat. Martinez or Southgate as your assistant manager in Baller Leagues, says Bobby. I don't care. Either way, I'm ignoring them. Either way, they're just going to get the tea and get the water. Is gatekeeping the jacket now, says T-Potion. Yeah. I reckon someone's watching this and said, Theo, get the jacket off. We need to get some more for tomorrow. And if Goldbridge tells everyone, they'll sell out. I think that's what's happening. We'll get. I tell you what. Have you ever been to rugby? I used to play it, Nathan. I tell you what. We'll definitely get a goal in the second half. Definitely going to get a goal in the second half. I'm absolutely convinced of it. Absolutely convinced of it. If you were predicting the final now, who would you predict? I think France-Argentina does make a lot of sense. Yeah. I think it does. I want it to be England. Of course I want it to be England, but I think it makes a lot of sense to go with that at the moment. Yeah. Thank you everybody who's watching, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, if you are on YouTube. We're trying to get up to 1.5 million during this World Cup, and we're 300 away from 494,000. And also, thank you very much for your follows on TikTok. Who do you think opens the score, says Danny on TikTok. I'm going to go with... no, I've already said I'm going to go with Bruno for the first goal. Yeah. Right. Will there be any changes? I think it's in people's interest to do it, but I think he's never going to take Ronaldo off, is he? You know, England are never going to take Harry Kane off. I don't think they're ever going to take him off. I just don't. I think it's highly unlikely that they do that. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. So, Looking at the bench, which is what I was just trying to find there, because I've absolutely got lost here. So 0-0 here. Portugal, Croatia. I mean, I don't think Croatia have got a hell of a lot they can do from the bench. But I mean, Portugal, Ramos, Silva, Guedes, João Felix, Conceição, Trincao. That's such a, you know what? It is such a good squad that Portugal have got. Such a good squad, but they can make all the changes. If they haven't got the players, they haven't got the players, you know? And I think that's the problem. They haven't got the players. It's as simple as that. Sorry, they have got the players. They haven't got the coach. Think England could have used Wharton in the midfield, says Minna. No, I don't think there's... they haven't used Mainu, have they? So I don't think there's a problem with that. Hi, Mark. Cheers from the US. What do you think the US does to replace Balogun against Belgium? I've been asked this twice now, King, and it surprises me that you're from the US and you don't know the answer to this question because you've got that Pepe of PSV, and he's a good player. You know, you actually have got somebody. So I think you'll be fine. I mean, I think Balogun's very, very unlucky because his World Cup is basically over. But, yeah. All that clothing is done by the same... I'm obsessed. Don't look at it. It's all done by the same. I'll crack the code. Don't you worry about it. What age were you when you realised... Oh, ice, baby. Come on. Thank you very much. Start, bench, sell, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars? I'm starting Star Wars, right? I'm taking too long on this. I'm starting Star Wars, I'm benching Lord of the Rings, and I'm selling Harry Potter. But it was close on those two, I will say that. Thank you, Yul Abraham. Appreciate that. Connor says, it seems like Portugal is afraid to lose the ball. It's frustrating. Watch, they're playing so slow. They need to change the tactics. Thank you very much for Connor. USA haven't beaten Belgium since the first World Cup in 1930. It'll be an interesting match. I'll tell you what I find interesting. I find it interesting that USA were playing in the World Cup in 1930. I've always sort of felt that their approach to football was only sort of done in recent years. Mexico's whipping England, brother. I'm sorry, says West Coast. Don't start on me, right? Don't start on this bullshit because I'm on this channel. I'm very open-minded and I just love football. But if you stir me up, I will start singing constantly "World in Motion." I will start singing "It's Coming Home." You know, I can only take so much. You know. We've got so many people sending in clothing suggestions for what this might be. Substitution at half time. Mantanovic is on. Let's get ready for the start of the second half here. We definitely need a goal. Come on, you know the most embarrassing thing about Portugal is their inability to utilise the #1 assist maker in Premier League history, who only did it 2 months ago. That to me is the worst thing about this, is that they just can't utilise Bruno Fernandes. The fact that you can't get the best out of a player like that is incredible to me. Thank you, Joe Coleman. What's the first World Cup you remember? Says Big Bruce. I vaguely... Well, what's the first World Cup you lot can remember? Because I do like reading your comments. That's the whole point of why we're doing this. I do vaguely remember the 1986 World Cup. I was 6. I just remember we were at my grandparents' house and everyone was in the living room, and I just remember going into the living room on 2 occasions during that World Cup. Both conversations happened in the living room, but it wasn't the same day. One of them, my granddad was saying to my uncle, he's the best player I've ever seen, Maradona, and he'd watched the game last night. I think they played Belgium or something. Did Argentina play Belgium in the World Cup in '86? Because I seem to remember it was against Belgium, and he was saying how great Maradona was. And then again, I remember the whole family being in the living room watching the England-Argentina game. I remember nothing about it, but I remember they were pissed off. And I remember thinking, oh, it was only the other day he was saying he's the best player in the world, and now he's swearing about him. So I vaguely remember that, but Italia 90 was the first World Cup I remember vividly watching. Yeah. And I do remember Euro 88. That was my first international tournament I remember a bit of. Yeah. But Italia 90 was just, that was the one. That was the one that made me fall in love with the World Cup. Croatia are in. Oh, side netting. Kovacic. He's gone down, but he's hit the side netting. Yeah, it wasn't a foul. Lost his balance, got the shot off. I think the keeper makes a save there. Substitution was Budimir for Matanovic. It is a corner to Croatia. Matanovic is a 23-year-old forward from Freiburg. Plays for Freiburg. Baccarino on TikTok says, does anyone know someone who can repair his shoes? Funnily enough, I don't. Anyway, corner to Croatia. Thanks, Rich. I will have a look. We'll have a look. Elliot says, love all your work, Mark. Would love to have a beer with you despite being a Leeds fan. I've been a fan for a while of both your 8 PM United Stand streams as well, says Elliot. Well, thank you very much. I always find it, you know, a tick in the box when we have people who watch the United Stand who aren't United fans. I think we're obviously doing something right when people who don't even support United watch it. And I've had a lot of people over the years say to me, I really wish my team had that type of a content type. Which is why we started doing That's Football. Croatia are the better team second half. Portugal need to wake the fuck up. They're all over the shop at the bat, says Thiago. We want more Will Young or Backstreet Boys, says Leon. Dan says the closer from Tesco reduced to clear section. Pochettino is America's Alex Ferguson, says Just Pasty. I think Croatia might cause an upset, says C. No, remember, Croatia got to a World Cup final in 2018. I mean, they're not Curacao. Thanks everybody who's watching, by the way. We're 10 past 1 in the morning here, and we've got nearly 12,000 people watching on YouTube, which is incredible. Please click and subscribe, by the way, if you haven't done that. We're on the road to 1.5 million. Portugal are on the road. Well, they won't be on the road because they'll drown. They'll be on the plane home. If they carry on playing like this, it's a really bad start to the second half by them. And look, this is the Croatia that we saw. We saw this Croatia against England. They do press. They do make things happen. They have started this second half very well. I'm an idiot. I always do this. I have all day to charge my phone, and then comes to bedtime, or close to bedtime, and I go to bed with hardly any charge on it. And then people say, well, just charge it next to your bed. I'm one of those who don't like doing that. I turn my phone off at bedtime because I don't want it to listen to me in my sleep, and I just don't trust it. Might go live or something. I never understand them people who live stream themselves at Goldbridge's conspiracies here. I never understand those people who live stream themselves in bed. I mean, I think there's a line, and there are people who live stream themselves asleep. I would never do it. I just worry what I'd say in my sleep. Nothing like cancelable, but like more like good dreams, where you might be having a good dream and you might say something, you know. Use your imagination. Croatia, back post. He's got to score. Oh, he has. What a finish. 1-0 to Croatia. That's a brilliant finish, and it's Perisic. And it's 1-0, and it's been coming. Well, I tell you what, we've been talking about this. We've literally been talking about this. This has been coming for the last 5 minutes. Kovacic had a very similar chance, and he took it. And no, he didn't take it. And now Perisic has. Portugal have been absolutely shit since they came out this second half. Absolutely abysmal. And they look like Ronaldo's face, Portugal. I mean, I don't mean Ronaldo's normal face, because he's got quite a good face. I mean, like, disappointed. He might be. He's offside. No, he's not offside there. Can't be offside there. He's onside. It's fine. I thought the cross went into Perisic first time. 1-0 to Croatia in this game. I told you we'd get a goal in the second half. I bloody told you. Took it well as well. 92 Perisic now. Look at that. Nothing wrong with those hips. Lovely left foot. Well, as I say, I don't think it's a shock. I don't think the shock is on, but Looney Tunes says it's Batch London. Walcott is a rep for them. Thank you very much, pal. Jack says, imagine what Graham Souness would say in his sleep about Pogba. Ronaldo or Modric's last international in Canada, says Oil Cruiser. I can't pronounce your name for T4T, but thank you. Constantine's in the chat in the house. He says, I told you about Croatia. Liverpool fan here, says T-Potion. Our fan channels are woeful. Thank you to James as well. I think there's a lot of people... Sorry, let me go back to T-Potion. Sorry, Jazim says Portugal players have got no coordination whatsoever. I mean, it's criminal. As I was saying a few minutes ago at half-time, it's absolutely criminal, right? And we've had a good week on this channel predicting tactics and everything, you know, the Japan game, the Morocco game. We predicted everything that was going to happen, even how Brazil were going to score, what was going to happen in the second half in the Morocco game. And, you know, we've mentioned a lot in this game about the problem of Portugal is the problem of Belgium and their golden generation. The manager is fucking rubbish. And he is a destroyer of good teams, Martinez. I think he's offside. Yeah, it was a great goal by Croatia, but he was offside. I mean, they're rampant here at the moment. But, you know, you cannot blame this on Ronaldo. You cannot blame it on Ronaldo because it literally happened with Belgium. And it's absolutely criminal that you've got people like Vitinha and João Neves who have literally won the Champions League for the last 2 years and they're running around in a Portuguese shirt like Preston North End's midfield. And then you've got Bruno Fernandes, who is the most creative player in the Premier League this season. And he doesn't look like he could bloody write a birthday card. It's like, it's criminal. That's got nothing to do with Ronaldo. Portugal's midfield should be the best midfield in the world. And it's redundant. Absolutely redundant. That's on the coach. I'm sorry, that is on the coach. You know, you look at France with Elise, Mbappe, Dembele, and they play like the best attack in the world. Oh my fucking God, Rafael Leao has nearly scored an absolutely worldie out of nothing. That would have, I mean, that was out of nothing. No one was going to save that. Absolutely smashed the shit out of it, but he hits the bar. Yeah, so look, Ronaldo's 41. The movement's not what it should be, but Ronaldo doesn't control the midfield. The midfield should still be able to run things. If Ronaldo was missing chance after chance after chance, blame Ronaldo. But Ronaldo's not stopping Neves, Vitinha and Bruno playing good football. Their manager is. I tell you what, if Croatia get the second goal, which they might do, they've got a 3v3 here, and if they wait, he's got a 3v4. Over on your left. Oh, good save by the keeper. I tell you what, Portugal are hanging on here. Any annoyed we're not going to get Messi against Ronaldo in the quarterfinal, says SB. We're not going to get that anyway. They're on the wrong side of the draw. You had me there, SB. We weren't getting that anyway because Portugal needed to top the group and Colombia did. So we can get Colombia against. We can get Colombia against Croatia, Colombia against Argentina, but we can't actually get the Ronaldo Argentina thing. We can only get that in the final, which we're never going to get. Thanks to everyone who's given us a follow on TikTok, by the way. Absolutely loving these early morning streams. I don't know what I'm going to do. I genuinely, I've got so used to them now. I don't know what I'm going to do in a couple of weeks when there's no 1 AM football games anymore. Even United aren't going to the United States for our annual pre-season games. You could do sleep streams instead, mate. I'd be terrified of doing them. I'd be terrified of doing them. Imagine, like, you've got the camera on and everyone's there going, there's Goldbridge asleep, look. Oh, look, he's just moved around a little bit. Oh, look, he's licking his lips a little bit. Oh, my God, why is he on all fours? Oh, my God. I don't know whether he's giving or... yeah, this is just not my idea of, you know... I don't do it for... I'm not desperate for it. Ronaldo! Shoo! There we go. 1-1. Or is he offside? No, he is. Oh, he is. He's offside. Oh, he's offside. He's not happy. I think he is offside. It's close. This is the problem with Ronaldo, though. We saw it at Manchester United however many years ago. He's very unlucky. He's very unlucky, but I think he is just off. And that's what happens when you're 41 instead of 31. He is offside a lot now because he has to make the move earlier than he did 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he's onside because he can trust himself, but he can't. He took it really well, Maz. He took it really, really well. But we saw that at Old Trafford when he was, what, 3 years ago? He has to go a little bit earlier than he used to because he's not as quick. I hope it's on. Well, there's a double substitution anyway. Semedo, Conceição. A treble substitution. Bernardo Silva's coming on. No, 4 players are coming on. Vitinha off. Bernardo Silva on. I don't know who the subs are here. I don't even know if they've done the VAR yet. He's off. He's probably about 6 inches off. It's a shame. Vitinha, Bruno, Cancelo and Neto off. He took Bruno off. I'm telling you now, right? I know this comes across as bad because I'm a United fan, but you're losing 1-0. There's half an hour to go, and you take Bruno Fernandes off. That, to me, as a manager, just says, I'm a massive prat. He is literally the most creative player in European football, and you need a goal, and the fact that you take him off is an absolute admission that you are shit at your job. I mean, you literally say to people, get the ball to Bruno and let him do his thing. And the fact that he can't do it, I mean, this manager's a joke. I hope Portugal go out. I hope they go out. Well, they might get a penalty here. They might get a penalty for pull on Vega. I mean, look at the guy. I find Martinez massively irritating. He irritated me at Belgium and he irritates me here. I haven't missed your super chat. I'm going back to it. Gems, thank you very much. I will take a look. I'm going to have to try and find my way. There it is. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that is it, Gems. I think that is it. Thank you very much. You're a legend. Honestly can't believe those changes. Disbelief, says Bobby Archer. They're going to give a penalty here. They're going to give a penalty to Portugal. I did say when I saw it that might be a penalty. and he might have got his head on it, you know. I think you've got to give. I think you've got to give it. I think you've got to give it. Yeah, I think he's going to give it. Great decision by manager. Bruno can't pass. Selfish, says Nabil. I'm not surprised with Portugal playing with 10 men and a very poor group stage performance compared to other genuine contenders. B-Tech 2004 England, says Stretford Ender. Nick P says, search Lineker's clothing light range he did with Next. You'll find your overshirt. Liz says, start, bench, sell, half price, Gerwin price, Harvey price. It is a penalty. It's a penalty. We know who's going to take it. I mean, Ramos is stood there. Ronaldo, I mean, you've got no chance. Absolutely no chance of that. I was going to say, there's no way you're taking that. Metalik says, greetings from Australia. These kickoff times have been great for us. Ready to watch Egypt get beat by the GOAT, Irankunda. Thank you very much, Metalik. Good luck tomorrow. I used to go tingly with when my teacher said molecules, says Elm. What big team will Roberto Martinez ruin next? I think he needs to be the French manager after Deschamps, Sean. August says, Portugal play like it's a friendly. No urgency, no will. Well, here we go. It could be Ronaldo. And it's a lovely penalty by Ronaldo. And it is 1-1. And he has scored now. And things change very, very quickly in this game. They are very happy people now. Right, can we get a winner in the last 20 minutes? Probably going to get a hydration break as well. I think it probably was a penalty. I think it probably was a penalty because I think it's a free header if he doesn't. Ronaldo just dinked it down the middle. That's confidence for you. Powerback says, I can't believe a 40-year-old Modric and a 32-year-old Kovacic are dominating Portugal's midfield. Looney Tunes says it's like giving an electrician a plumber's tool. Oh, sorry, SB says, I'm annoyed we won't get Messi versus Ronaldo in the quarters. Yes, there was a scenario where if Portugal finished top of their group and got through to the quarterfinals, they would play Argentina. But because Colombia finished top of the group, Portugal ended up in a different side of the group. So they play Spain next if they get through. They're not on the same side as Argentina. So we won't get Messi versus Ronaldo, which would have been great. Would have been great, to be fair. Messi fan, happy for Ronaldo, says Oil Cruiser. I don't like Martinez, but Bruno's been awful. He moves out of his position too much, leaving space, and he's too ineffective. If he's not on set pieces, says Zanny. And Martin says, not even a hot take. Martinez is the ultimate con artist among all managers. He famously said nobody ever beat him tactically. And Charlie says, would you rather hot dog? Okay, we'll leave that. TJ, thanks for the follow on TikTok. So hydration break here, which means stand up break for me. I did always think this game might go to extra time. Oh God, that's a lovely draft up my shorts. Yeah, I did always feel like this might be an extra time game. Mark my words, Bruno coming off was for the best, says Brandon. Well, they've got two up front, haven't they now? Because they've got Ramos and Ronaldo on the pitch. I need to have a look at Portugal now because I've got absolutely no idea what he's doing with those 4 substitutions. So you've got Conceição on for Cancelo, you've got Ramos on for Cancelo, Bernardo Silva on for Vitinha, Semedo one for Bruno and Conceição one for Neto. So Semedo would go to Cancelo, so they've still got a back four. Bernardo Silva's a more of attacking player. João Neves will sit. You've still got Leao. You've still got Conceição. So they're quite attacking now. They're basically playing a 4-4-2, aren't they? Bernardo Silva and João Neves in the midfield. Ramos up with Bruno. And then still too wide with Conceição and Neto. Yeah. Pasalic is coming on for Croatia as well. Never a penalty, says Giza. I think it was. Even before I knew VAR were going to review it, I thought it was. So controversial one, Mark, but I think Bruno just isn't the guy that wins you anything significant. Martinez is awful, but Portugal will be a whole lot better in the attack without him on, says Sub. Croatia was cruising into Diaz, decided to tackle in the box, says Constantine. Amrin would do a better job than Martinez, says Ashish. And Martin says, have you ever been to Croatia or any other Balkan country, Mark? Greetings from North Macedonia. I haven't, but I know loads of people who have, and they really always come back recommending it. Brandon says, mark my words, Bruno coming off was the best. Was for the best. Badang and Zach, thanks for the follows. Would you look at this? We've got 14,000 people watching on YouTube at 1:33 a.m. Thank you everyone who's tuning in. Lots of interest in this, of course. Ronaldo has scored from the spot. A bit unlucky with the offside as well before that. Referee, let the game flow, mate. You gotta let the game flow. Is that Drake? I'm not very good on music. We are 200 subscribers away from 494,000. So if you've not subscribed, please click and subscribe on YouTube. Thank you very much. I don't know which way this game's going to go. I really don't. I mean, neither team really wants extra time with Spain to play on Monday night, but still, it's being played at tempo. Croatia were creating good chances before. Good run here by Kovacic. Oh my God, he's just hit the post. How unlucky. Oh, another set. I tell you what, Kovacic is bloody unlucky there. That would have been one of the goals of the tournament as well. Great run from deep. Look at this. What a run. Oh, he's so unlucky. That would have been that. I think it might have been a save. No, it can't be a save. Oh, it was. What a save. Double save by Costa. The one that hit the post was an absolutely worldie. He gets a finger on it. That's an incredible save, that is. Nabil says Bruno's ego is bigger than his country. Horrible. Oh, God, I thought he was going to score that there. I tell you what, it's going end to end. Thoughts on Newcastle's Toure signing, says Andy. I didn't know they'd signed anyone. That save is unbelievable, and it would have been a great goal by Kovacic. Good save again by Costa. Costa's having a bloody worldie here. I didn't know they'd done this. How did I miss this? So Toure of Hoffenheim is signing for Newcastle. I really like him. I really like him. That happened. Yesterday. 2 days ago. Newcastle reach agreement with Hoffenheim to sign Toure. International. He's good. He's a good player, he is. I mean, yeah, it's a good signing. Good signing. It's 4:30 a.m. in Dubai, says Mahia. Do you think we're going to get a winner? I think they're both going to try. I think Croatia are having a bloody good go. Condiment King says 21 assists, but Bruno's the problem. Yeah, right. I think it's criminal to not get the best out of him. Well, Croatia are definitely the better team at the moment. Oh, ref. Shouldn't have been a foul, that. I think the problem is Portugal's balance in this team is not very good now because of the subs. This game is awesome, says Reggie. I said at half time I thought it had a good pace to it. Just didn't get any goals. Modric is pulling the strings though. Look at how many players Croatia have got in the attack, every attack. Oh God, great defending by Vega. I mean, Vega's been a bit of a game changer for Portugal, hasn't he? I mean, he's making good defensive saves and. Obviously won the penalty. I see why Chelsea were looking at Costa now, says Corrupt. Well, we've still got 12 minutes for a winner. Croatia have been the better team second half. No doubt about it. Portugal could have done with that penalty after the hydration break. It killed the momentum, says Harry. He's going defensive now, look. There's Martinez for you. He's about to take an attacker off to bring Ruben Neves on. You watch. Probably going to take off Leao. He's going to say, we've got the goal. Let's go a little bit more defensive now. And we'll play for penalties. Whereas most managers would go, let's try and win the game. Ooh. Is that onside? Sukic, offside. Offside. I thought he was off. It's a great pass. He might be on. He might be on. He might be on. if he's off, it's his arm. I don't know whether they're acting on the pitch like it's an offside, but Ronaldo doesn't look very happy. He's off. Wow. If this goal gets given, I think Ronaldo's about to lose his shit. It's off. It's off. I thought that might get given as being on. Well, I can't wait to see the VAR on that because that looked a lot closer than maybe we think it was. I told you Martinez would do that. He's had to go defensive because he's a defensive coach. I'd love Croatia to knock him out now. The two players I like aren't on the pitch, Bruno and Ronaldo, so I'll love it if they get knocked out now. And I think Croatia have been the better team. Good night from Tennessee, says Dylan. Constancy says, come on, what is he, a toenail off? Bloody hell, look, they've just shown it up there. It's about an inch off. They haven't shown it on the TV, but I saw it up on the scoreboard in the ground. Yeah, Martinez is he's shut up shop now. That Ruben Neves substitution for an attacker, Mr. Coward. Fucking hell! If you're Portuguese, you need to get this pillock out of your country. You know, you get back into the game for attacking changes, and as soon as you get back in the game, he takes an attacker off for a midfielder, a holding midfielder. This is the offside. Well, to be fair, he's off by quite a lot. No arguments with that then. No Ronaldo or Bruno for a shootout, says Crows 0. And Nathaniel says, I'm convinced they moved defenders back in 3D. That would be corruption. The Southgate comparison is bang on, says TP Potion. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're all very tactically astute when it comes to football, but basically Portugal were losing 1-0. He makes attacking substitutions because he needs to. They get a penalty, and then he brings a holding midfielder on for an attacker at 1-1 in a World Cup game. I mean, I'm sorry, you should be hounding him out. You should be hounding him out. Like, who wants a coach that is defensive-minded? Get rid. Especially with all the attacking talent Portugal have. Get out. And also, it's going to make the game worse to watch now because Portugal are going to be very defensive. So the game was it was a brilliant game, actually, after the Ronaldo penalty. It was end to end, and now it's going to go look at, they're just going to go really structured now. Corner to Portugal, though. Might win another penalty. Kiru says, rooting for Portugal, then he takes off Bruno and Ronaldo. Yeah, you can go ahead and lose now, you idiot. I hope I'm wrong. I suppose, to be honest, if Portugal win, Bruno and Ronaldo are still in it, aren't they? But Philly says it looks like FIFA want Portugal to win. Looney Tunes says Martinez probably thinks a draw's a win. Thanks for the follow, NGA and Lil Caddo and Summit and Riley. Only 4 minutes at normal time. I did think this might be an extra time game, to be fair. Croatians started pro football in Toronto with Toronto Blizzard team. They had Rodney Marsh, QPR and other greats. Dan says, yeah, but Portugal were getting ran through in midfield. If he doesn't make a change in midfield, he'd get slated too. Oh, mate, I bet you wear a crash helmet when you're on your Peloton, don't you, Dan? Do you put your swimming trunks on in the bath? Bloody hell, mate. It's the World Cup. How's about Croatia are attacking, you attack yourself? Oh, Croatia are attacking, let's park the bus. Look at the players he's got at his disposal. And he goes defensive. Mate, I've never been a fan of Roberto Martinez. I think he's a chancer. I think he's an absolute chancer. Like England, bringing on Henderson is an attacking tactical masterclass, says Dan. And fair play to Croatia as well. They've got a lot of players over 30. And we know it's hot in Toronto. Good play. Dinky cross. Oh, how's that not gone in? How's that not gone in on the back post? That was it. That was the chance, surely. What a cross into the back post. And I'm trying to see who it is. It's the substitute, Pasalic. He's probably just been put off enough by Semedo. What a chance. Kiru says, I think it's hilarious that I'm cheering for Portugal and Senegal this World Cup and they both have Dumb and Dumber for managers. Niku says it's, Martinez probably thinks it's roll on, roll off subs. Well, this is heading towards extra time now, I think. I don't think we're going to get a... I don't think we're going to get a winner now in normal time. $90 minutes. Thanks for the follow, Ryan. 16,000 watching at 2 a.m. here. Thanks so much, everybody who is tuning in, of course. $10 minutes. 10 minutes added on. Bloody hell, these lot are going to be absolutely knackered. You've got to go for it, haven't you, in the last 10? I mean, you've got to play another half an hour. Fucking hell, you're playing a lot of football, lads. A lot of football. This is a killer. This is a lot of work. I might have a little sleep. I'll get the guitar out in a minute, don't worry. And a good header there by, I think it was Ramos. No, it was Diaz. With 15,000 watching on YouTube, please click and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're 200 away from 494,000. The importance of it is that we are heading towards 1.5 million, which is a huge thing for this community. So if you haven't subscribed, please click and subscribe on YouTube. It only takes a second to do it. Gvardiol is on now. I think he must have been carrying an injury for Croatia. Modric should be now. We're 150 subscribers away now. We've just done 50 subscribers in a few seconds there. So thank you everyone who clicked and subscribed. Yeah, Modric must be absolutely knackered. Finn, you can have a shout out, yes. Thanks for the follows, Wallow and Josh Myatt. Good play. Ooh, no penalty. Mendes, I think it was, who went down. Oh, lovely play. I'll tell you what, Croatia, you can see why England played so well against Croatia. They really do want to play good football, don't they? They really do open the game up. And I mean, look, Portugal have still been shit, but I can see why England played well. And I think Spain, if they get through, I think Spain would play well. Doesn't mean that Croatia will lose. I just think that they play football in a way that allows the opposition to, well, makes the opposition play quickly. Portugal have just refused to do it. Here's Leao. Oh, cross comes in. What a goal. What a goal. Ramos. What a goal. I've got to say, that was an absolutely superb header by Ramos. What a header. I mean, that's got, you know, that's almost Ronaldo-esque. You feel like it's Ronaldo. It's absolutely incredible. Mate, it's a wonderful cross by Leao, but this header, the way he hangs in the air, I mean, there's still time. That is a great header. It's the way he leans, and it's very Ronaldo-esque. I mean, look, he's probably learnt from him, to be fair, but the way he hangs in the air and then uses his neck muscles to flick it, keeper can't do anything about it. I mean, I feel bad for Croatia, but that header is just absolutely superb. Oh, piss off, Martinez. I can't wait for him to get sacked. Jammy twat. It's got nothing to do with you. Sorry, I just do not like Roberto Martinez as a coach. Probably a lovely guy in real life, but he just gives me Southgate vibes. I don't know what more Croatia can do. I feel bad for Croatia. I think they've played so well tonight. I think they've been credit to themselves. It's just that it's the flip side of tournament football, isn't it? But I'm happy for Ronaldo. I'm happy for Bruno. I just don't like Martinez. Martinez masterclass with his sub, says Dan. Nah. Ricky will say that's why you take Bruno off, says Robert. Do you reckon Martinez wears safety boots to sleep, says Looney Tunes? Could be lots of injuries next season post-World Cup, says Jack. Well, it's not over yet. Portugal's midfield was overrun by Croatia, says Rish. He had to bring on a defensive midfield for stability, but it also shows how equally clueless he is in the first place. Could you do daily morning World Cup show after United stands, says Broccoli? No. Mate, we're more than halfway past the bloody World Cup now. I'm not doing a daily World Cup show now. Should have done it from the start. Apparently there was a streaker on the pitch. I'm not sure. We didn't see it. Just Pacey says, sorry Mark, I've got to do it. Martinez or Carrick? Well, definitely Carrick. Definitely Carrick. Ewan, go to bed. That is the worst attempt to try and catch me out I've ever seen. Read Ewan's super chat. Absolutely horrific. Modric, world-class career, probably over. Most underrated midfielder, says Rick. It's not over yet, mate. There's still 4 minutes. I wouldn't rule out a sting in the tail. Thanks for the follow, Jandro. So look, if it stays like this, Monday night, 8 o'clock, will be Spain-Portugal. Would he drop Ronaldo for that game, considering Ramos as winner as well? He can't play 2 up front. Portugal will last longer than England in this World Cup, says Nabil. Oh, bore off, mate. We're literally in the same round as them. If they get knocked out by Spain and we get knocked out by Mexico, we go out at the same time. Bore off. Oh. Still, you're obviously, Nabil, you're still obviously burning from Kane last night, aren't you? Oh. Bore off, mate. Liao had one man to aim. What a cross and a header. It was a brilliant cross, Ashish, and it was a very good header. If Seb joined Liverpool Academy, would you support Liverpool? No. Absolutely not. Never going to happen. Well, look, I mean, we've had a good game of football. A lot of people were moaning at half-time saying it was a bad game. I don't think it was. I just think it needed a goal. And we could still get extra time here. That's going to be a corner. It's a shame England can't play Portugal because we'd absolutely batter them and I'd love that. Is he given a penalty or a goal kick? Goal kick. I was going to say, I thought he'd given a penalty and then I saw Portuguese players walking past going, it's fine. Portugal looks more calm with Bernardo Silva and Ruben Neves. Not a fan of Martinez, but Bruno doesn't work in a possession-based system. He's a transitional player, says Moy. Well, his team he picks against Spain is going to be very interesting, you're right. I mean, do you reward the players that have got you through, or do you stick with the same old team? I think Ronaldo will start against Spain. I think it's too knee-jerk to drop him. Martinez wants an apology. Oh, is that what people are talking about in the chat? Mate, if you rate Martinez as a coach, go ahead. You'll get no apology from me. He fucked up Belgium, and I still think, even though they've won this game, what you get, what he delivers from Portugal for what they've got is a shambles. Like, they should be one of the favourites to win the World Cup. A lot of people have said before the tournament, Portugal for the World Cup. And we're meant to praise him for scraping through against Croatia. And luckily through as well, let's be honest. He needed a penalty and his keeper was man of the match. I mean, Costa's man of the match. He had a period for 5 minutes where he made about 4 brilliant saves. So if we're praising Martinez here, why are they scraping their way through this tournament? They didn't even top their group. Why is their goalkeeper their man of the match? So no, I ain't praising Martinez. I think he's a joker, to be honest. But I'm glad for Ronaldo and I'm glad for Bruno. You know, it's way too early for them to be going home. And I like a lot of the Portuguese players. I like Vitinha. I like Neves. I like Mendes. Costa. Bruno, Vitinha, Neves need to make things work in the midfield. I hope Ronaldo now realises he doesn't need 90 minutes to make an impact. Good subs, says K-Stone. User B, thanks for your super chat. Spain will open up Portugal like a can of tuna, says Victor. I know England will not win the World Cup, says Nabil. Thank you very much. Look, credit to Portugal for winning the game. I do feel bad for Croatia, but then again, it's tournament football, and that's why we love it. It could have been Croatia's game. I think Costa is their man of the match. I think he made some incredible saves, and you know, it's harsh, but that's what happens. Beardy Bruce says the better team lost. I think it's a great way to win it. I think it was a brilliant goal by Ramos and a very good cross, but I think Croatia gave everything. They certainly can't. They certainly couldn't have done any more apart from win. They've got to whip this cross in here because the ref's going to blow. Goal! Goal, Croatia! 2-2! Oh! 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 2-2! Oh my God! Oh my God! 2-2! We go again! We go again! I ain't fucking leaving! I ain't fucking leaving! The party goes on! Ronaldo can't believe it. He can't. He literally is sat there saying, "What the fuck? I can't believe this." Oh my God! I mean, I mean, look, I could be going to bed at 2 o'clock. I should be pissed off, but he's offside. He's offside. He's miles off. How has the linesman not picked? Oh no, it flicks off the. Well, no, it's not offside because it goes off the Portuguese player, doesn't it? Somebody explain to me the offside rule, because I don't know why the flag's not gone up. It does go off the Portuguese defender, but I'm stunned that the linesman knew that. I'm really surprised the flag's not gone up, because I wouldn't have thought the linesman would know about the deflection. Why? VAR check on an offside? Oh, it flicks off the head of the Croatian and hits that. Oh no, I don't know. Give the goal. Just give the goal. He's going to rule it out, isn't he? He's ruled it out, offside. He's ruled it out, offside. I mean, I've got to be honest, right? In fairness to Portugal and in fairness to Croatia, how has the linesman not put his fucking flag up? Why have we gone through this pantomime when the linesman should have had the flag up? I said it as soon as I saw it. It's really harsh on Croatia. I just don't know why he didn't put his flag up. I think it's offside. I do think it's offside. What I'm saying is I don't know why we had to go through Croatia running around. We think it's 2-2. The flag should have been up, and then Croatia would not have celebrated. I think that's the thing. I don't know what's going on here. It's offside. You cannot count deflections as on. You can. That's literally why they had to see if it hit the Croatian head, mate. Don't spread false information. If it hadn't hit the Croatian player, he was onside. That's why they thought it was a goal. If the Croatian player hadn't flicked it before, it's offside. If it had just gone off the Portuguese player, it's onside. They're trying to say that he did touch it because they've got technology in the ball that shows that when it goes past the goalkeeper, when it goes past the Croatian player's head, you can see a little bit of a flick. We know it's offside. It's whether he flicks the bloody ball or not, isn't it? It's this. If he touches his head here, it's offside. Oh, fucking hell. I mean, it almost hits... You could say it hits Ruben Diaz's hand before it bloody hits anything else. I think that's harsh. I think they've got that wrong. I think that's harsh. I think it's harsh. I was really looking forward to that to go into. I mean, I know it's 2:10 in the morning, and it's strange to say this, but I was actually really looking forward to that going to extra time. I think we've been robbed of. I sometimes think football gets it wrong. I think we've been robbed of a really exciting quarterfinal. Sorry, a really exciting extra time game. And I from the replays I've seen, I can't tell whether he touches the ball or not. So, and the referee didn't even ask to look at a different angle either. I think it's a bit strange that, but the end of Modric in the World Cup, not the end of Ronaldo. Controversial, yeah. They bought in the technology just for this kind of situation. I guess they have to follow it, says Dill. Yeah, look, that's the only thing I would say is that when the ball goes past him, you do see, and it's like cricket. It's like there is a little bit of a bump to say that there's been some contact, but it doesn't look like there's any contact. On the camera, it doesn't look like there's any contact. So I don't know enough about the technology. I think there's some people in the chat who don't understand the offside rule, by the way. even though he's in an offside position, if it's flicked on by the Portuguese defender, he's not offside. There has to be a touch from the Croatian player who's heading it. If there's contact from the Croatian player who tries to head it, it's offside. But it's hard to tell if there is contact. Why the heck is the offside rule this complicated? I sometimes struggle, says Jeddah. This is a farce from VAR. Vega clearly heads the ball. Fucking disgrace, says FC Entertainment. Referee should have ended the game, says Wish. It's offside. You cannot count deflections as on. Yeah, you don't understand the rules. You don't understand the rules. Lots of people saying a robbery. I mean, we had gone beyond the 10 minutes as well. I'm just going to stay live for a little bit more because I just want to see if when it goes to the studio, whether they actually give us a little bit more clarity. Just while we're waiting for that as well, please do subscribe to the channel. We've got 16,000 people watching here at 10 past 2 in the morning, and we're only 50 subscribers away from 494,000. So please do click and subscribe. Thanks everyone who's followed on TikTok as well. Look, harsh on Croatia. I think Croatia also deserved to go to extra time. I think Portugal have got away with that as well. Their performance was brilliant header by Ramos. Brilliant header by Ramos, but their overall performance wasn't that good, and I think their man of the match was their goalkeeper as well. Goalkeeper made some brilliant saves for Portugal. I just want to have a look at the stats here. Let's have a look. So, yeah, very equal game. In fact, Croatia had 6 shots on target to Portugal's 3. Possession-wise was more Portugal, which you'd expect. You know, slower tempo, more possession-based. Of course, the Portuguese players tribute to Jota. On the anniversary of his death. I don't normally wait this long to go back to the studio, do they? I just want to see a replay of it. Right, they've gone to the studio now. There we go. The cross is going to come in. I think we'll get some clarity on this here. The Croatia disallowed goal. All we're looking for is, does the number 20 for Croatia get a touch on this? If he doesn't, it's a goal. If he does, it's offside. So there it is. Mantanovic. Does he touch the ball at all there? Because if he does... I can't tell if he touches that at all. I absolutely cannot tell if that ball changes direction at all. I mean, I'm looking at that ball in slow motion. I cannot tell if that ball changes at all. And if anything, it looks like it hits Ruben Diaz's arm. That's a hell of a way to go out of a tournament. But this is the thing. Look, they're saying that this technology... But then... The thing about that is, the bump is there before the ball hits his head. You know that? I don't even understand it myself now. You know the bump, which I thought was when it hits his head. That bump's there before it hits its head. The bump on the sensor is up before the ball goes to his head. So where's that coming from? Has everybody seen what I've seen there? So there's this thing, this tracker, and it's got a bump, right? But it's already on. The bump's already on there before the ball has even hit his head. I don't know. I think that's harsh. I think it's really harsh on Croatia, but what are you going to do? Okay, thank you so much for watching. It is 2:15 in the morning. We can't be doing with... that was a great header by Ramos. Anyway, look, Spain, Portugal, Monday night will be a cracking game. Unfortunate for Croatia. I think it's harsh, but there it is. Thank you, everybody who subscribed. Thank you, everybody who followed on Twitter and TikTok. Not Twitter. TikTok and YouTube. I'm getting tired now. Have a great evening. I will speak to you tomorrow. I've just uploaded a video to United Stand, actually, about Somerville. It's literally just gone up if you want to check it out. We are back tomorrow with Argentina at 11 p.m, or tonight, actually. Egypt, Australia at 7 p.m, and then Argentina at 11 p.m. And then maybe Colombia, Ghana at 2:30. I'll see how I get on. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll speak to you all in a bit. Take care.